Have you ever said, "I'll start speaking English when my grammar becomes perfect"? Or maybe, "I'm too old to become fluent." Or perhaps you've heard someone say, "You need to memorize 10,000 words before you can speak English." If you've believed any of these ideas, you're not alone. Millions of English learners around the world believe these myths. And unfortunately, these myths stop people from becoming fluent. The worst part? Most of them sound believable, but they're completely false. In today's lesson, we're going to expose the biggest English learning myths that keep students stuck for years. And by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to stop believing and what you should start doing instead. Let's begin. Myth #1. You must have perfect grammar before you speak. This is probably the biggest myth of all. Many learners spend years studying grammar. They know tenses. They know rules. They know sentence structures. But when someone asks them a simple question, they become silent. Why? Because they've trained themselves to study English, not to use English. Here's the truth. Grammar is important, but communication is more important. Imagine you're traveling in another country. You ask someone, "Where is the train station?" Even if your grammar isn't perfect, people will still understand you. The goal of language is communication, not perfection. Start speaking with the grammar you already know. Your grammar will improve naturally as you gain more experience. Myth #2. You need a huge vocabulary. Many students believe they need thousands of English words before they can speak. That's simply not true. Research shows that most daily conversations use a relatively small group of common words. Think about your own language. Do you use difficult words every day? Probably not. You use simple words repeatedly. The same happens in English. Instead of trying to learn 100 new words every week, master the most useful words. Learn how to use them in different situations. One word can be used in dozens of conversations. Fluency comes from using words, not collecting them. Myth #3. Adults can't learn English like children. People often say, children learn languages faster. There's some truth to that, but it doesn't mean adults can't become fluent. Adults actually have several advantages. They understand learning strategies. They can study independently. They can recognize patterns. They can set goals. The biggest difference isn't age. It's consistency. Adults often stop practicing because life becomes busy. Children practice every single day. If adults practiced with the same consistency, their progress would surprise them. Myth #4. You need to live in an English-speaking country. Many learners think they can't become fluent unless they move abroad. That's no longer true. Today, English is everywhere. YouTube, podcasts, movies, books, online conversations, language exchange apps. You can create an English environment without leaving your home. Spend 1 hour every day surrounded by English. Your brain won't know the difference. Your location doesn't determine your success. Your daily habits do. Myth #5. Watching movies alone will make you fluent. Watching English movies is helpful, but only watching isn't enough. Imagine going to the gym, watching other people exercise, then going home. Will your body become stronger? No, because learning requires action. While watching movies, pause the video. Repeat interesting sentences. Copy the pronunciation. Write down useful expressions. Use them later. Passive learning gives slow results. Active learning creates fluency. Myth #6. Making mistakes is bad. Many learners become afraid after making one mistake. They stop speaking. They lose confidence. But every fluent speaker has made thousands of mistakes. Mistakes are evidence that you're trying. The person who never makes mistakes usually isn't practicing. Replace this thought, "I hope I don't make mistakes," with this one, "I hope I learned something today." That simple change in mindset can transform your learning. Myth #7. You need long study sessions. Some students believe they must study for 4 or 5 hours every day. Then they become too busy and stop studying completely. Here's a better approach. Study 20 minutes every day. Read for 5 minutes. Listen for 5 minutes. Speak for 5 minutes. Review for 5 minutes. That's only 20 minutes, but done every day. It produces amazing results. Consistency beats intensity. Always. Myth #8. Translation is the best way to learn. Many students translate every sentence into their native language. At first, it feels helpful, but after some time, translation becomes a habit, and habits are difficult to break. Instead, connect English directly with meaning. If you see the word apple, picture an apple, not the translation. When you hear, "I'm hungry," feel the meaning immediately. Thinking directly in English makes your speaking much faster. Myth #9. Fluency happens overnight. Social media often shows amazing success stories. Learn English in 30 days. Become fluent in 1 month. These headlines create unrealistic expectations. Real fluency takes time. Some days you'll improve quickly. Other days, it will feel like nothing is happening. That's normal. Language learning is a marathon, not a sprint. The students who become fluent are usually the ones who refuse to quit. Myth #10. You're not good at languages. This is the most dangerous myth. Some people believe, my memory is weak, I'm not intelligent enough, I'll never become fluent. But think about this. You learned your first language without grammar books, without dictionaries, without exams. You learned it because you used it every day. The same principle applies to English. You're capable of learning. You simply need the right method. Final message. Let's remember one important truth. Your biggest obstacle isn't English. It's the false beliefs you've been carrying. Stop waiting for perfect grammar. Stop waiting until you know thousands of words. Stop waiting for the perfect time. Start speaking today. Start making mistakes today. Start learning naturally today. Every conversation you have, every sentence you speak, every book you read, and every video you watch with purpose brings you one step closer to fluency. 1 year from now, intro. Do you study English every day, but still feel like you're not improving? Do you watch YouTube videos, learn new vocabulary, study grammar, yet when it's time to speak, you hesitate, you forget words, and your confidence disappears? If this sounds like you, the problem may not be what you're learning. The problem may be what you're doing every single day. Sometimes it's not the big mistakes that hold us back. It's the small habits we repeat daily without even noticing. In today's lesson, we'll talk about 10 daily English mistakes that silently slow down your fluency. More importantly, you'll learn exactly how to fix them. Let's get started. Mistake #1. Learning but not speaking. Many students spend hours learning English. They read books, watch videos, take notes, but they never speak. Imagine learning to swim by reading swimming books. Would you become a swimmer? Of course not. Speaking is a skill, and every skill improves through practice. Start with just 5 minutes a day. Talk to yourself. Describe your room. Explain your plans. The more you speak, the more natural English becomes. Mistake #2. Memorizing vocabulary without context. Here's a common habit. Students write, beautiful equals attractive. Honest equals truthful. Quick equals fast. Then they close the notebook. A week later, most of the words are gone. Why? Because words without context don't stay in your memory. Instead, learn complete sentences. For example, this is a beautiful place. My friend is very honest. He gave me a quick answer. Your brain remembers stories and situations, not isolated words. Mistake #3. Being afraid of making mistakes. Many learners stay silent because they fear being wrong. But think about this. Who learns faster? The student who speaks every day. or the student who waits for perfect English? The answer is obvious. Mistakes are part of progress. Every correction makes you stronger. Don't avoid mistakes. Use them as lessons. Mistake #4. Translating every sentence. When someone asks you a question, do you first think in your native language, then translate into English? This habit makes your speaking slow. Instead, train yourself to think directly in English. Start with simple ideas. I'm hungry. I need some water. I have a meeting today. Little by little, your brain will stop translating. Mistake #5. Studying without reviewing. Many learners always learn something new, but they never review old lessons. Imagine pouring water into a bucket with holes. That's exactly what happens. Learning without review leads to forgetting. Spend 10 minutes reviewing yesterday's lesson. You'll remember much more. Mistake #6. Ignoring pronunciation. Some students only focus on grammar and vocabulary, but pronunciation matters too. If people can't understand your words, communication becomes difficult. Listen carefully to native speakers. Repeat after them. Record your own voice. Compare the difference. Small pronunciation improvements make a huge difference. Mistake #7. Giving up too quickly. Many learners expect fluency in just a few months. When they don't see instant results, they quit. Remember, learning English is like growing a tree. You water it every day, but you don't see big changes overnight. Stay patient. Consistency always wins. Mistake #8. Depending only on one learning method. If you only watch videos, your progress will be limited. If you only study grammar, your progress will also be limited. Real improvement comes from balance. Read, listen, speak, write. Practice all 4 skills regularly. Mistake #9. Comparing yourself to others. One of your friends speaks better than you. Another learner learns faster. So what? Everyone has a different journey. Instead of comparing yourself with others, compare yourself with the person you were last month. That's real progress. Celebrate small victories. Mistake #10. Not enjoying the process. Some learners treat English like punishment. They force themselves to study. They become bored. Then they stop completely. Learning should be enjoyable. Watch topics you love. Read about your hobbies. Listen to podcasts that interest you. When you enjoy learning, you'll naturally spend more time with English. And that's when fluency begins. Final message. Success in English doesn't come from studying harder. It comes from studying smarter. Avoid these 10 daily mistakes. Replace them with better habits. Speak every day. Review regularly. Think in English. Don't fear mistakes. Stay consistent. And most importantly, enjoy the journey. One small improvement every day may not seem like much, but after 1 year, those small improvements become a life-changing transformation. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this lesson helpful, please like this video, subscribe to the English PK, and share it with your friends. Keep learning. Keep practicing. Keep speaking.